All right. So, Arena, two Lord, or no, this is not two Lords of the West DLC fights. This is, I don't know if the Bohemians were a DLC, but it is Burgundians versus Bohemians. Two exceptional arena civs, of which the counters, the Willy Wonka being the wackadoo Burgundians versus the most anti-cavalry civ I could possibly think of. So, civ overview, right? As mentioned prior, but the Burgundians have very unique technologies in that their stable techs are 50% off, and as OP and radical as that is, the slight balance is there's no bloodlines. So, you get a discount, but your cavalry don't have the greatest lasting power per se. Obviously, there's value in numbers and just general, ability to have powerful units expeditiously more than others, and there's a reason both in cost and also in research time. Now, the speed of the research time is not greater, but it is in that you can get Cavalier in the Castle Age, which then means the moment you hit Imp, instead of paying 1,300 food, 750 gold, which costs way more than Imp, going to Imperial, Imp is short for Imperial, then yeah, you can do that. And which has a lot of value, but again, 28% less HP means Paladins are at 160 instead of 180, but that's a save, right? Now, the Burgundians have more powerful hand cannoneers than the Bohemians, but I will discuss them in a moment. However, they are better at, we'll just stick with the Burgundians for now. The Burgundians have 25% more attack, so they don't get the final armor upgrade, so a smidgen more squishy, but the reality is, like, that's more palatable when you can, again, just punch harder, right? And other than the Hindustanis getting extra range on their hand cannoneers with one of their techs, the punching harder usually has more value. So, also, the relics generate gold and food instead of just gold. So, every relic is about a free farmer, more or less, on top of the normal gold trickle that it comes with, which is 30 for each respective res in the generation aspect. So then that's in-game seconds, right? So pretty much every 45 minutes in the game is 30 minutes. But so save that note. But okay, right? So obviously, to introduce my favorite unit, once again, is the Custilier. Love it. Charge attack, handles infantry very well, especially in mass, and archers as well to an extent, via punching them before they can continually volley. So for some context, a Custilier fully upgraded will one-shot, two-shot an archer, whereas it takes 4 from a paladin. And so on and so forth with that. The last bit is every economy upgrade, you get a third of the cost reduced with food, and then you can get it 1 age earlier. So I already got me my, it's not Bonesaw, but yeah, the first, I have to find this out for no apparent reason. Let's see here. Yep, double bit X. But I already got that, and doing pretty well on the food count, but just want to keep going up. And opposing me is the Bohemians. Now, extremely powerful civilization that has a lot of potential for open maps, but it hasn't really been unlocked because they are much more slower and less suave type of a civilization, because just like in Chechen history, they have one of the most unique units in the Hussite wagons. This thing kind of looks like a tank, but historically speaking, soldiers would load inside these wooden wagons, right? And here, we'll go look at one, just so then we can see it. And in these wooden wagons, they would have pikes, you know, halberdiers, and they would also have gunpowder. So you'll pick up what I'm putting down, because, oh look, gunpowder monks, right? And so, yeah. And basically, it counters archers, so you can read the description, and it will be able to reduce the incoming projectiles of units behind the wagons by like a third. And then their other unique unit, air quote, but it's just an upgrade of the bombard cannon, doesn't increase the range, but it adds more health, adds more armor. Yes, adds more armor, doubles the melee. No, it doesn't. Okay, it only adds one more pierced armor, but it adds a massive splash radius, so it will almost one-shot most gunpowder units. But, okay, so we're just going to fast forward through this. Pretty straightforward for Arena, just getting to the next phase. But for me, my plan was, it's kind of like when I faced the Celts on Arena as the Burgundians. So the Burgundians are exceptional at fighting most infantry civs, even toe on archer civs, but when it comes to siege type civs or this unique matchup where it's kind of common, not gonna lie. Oh, they also only pay 50 wood for their markets, which is very unique. And I think blacksmiths too. Anyways, so we're both going up, and I decide I want to nuke this guy early, and kind of similar to the Romans game on one of the more recent videos I uploaded. I just want to. In the last one, it was more of like invite the pressure. This one, I want to initiate the pressure. Also, something I did not mention about the Bohemians that makes them incredibly difficult to deal with. Two things. So their spearmen do an extra 15% to incoming cavalry. So there's like a, you know, this game's full of counters and so on. And so anyways, yeah, they punch harder against cavalry, which is not only a problem because they also get hand cannoneer in the castle via, they can unlock chemistry. Now, they don't get their siege weapons, their bombard cannons and so forth in castle, but they get hand cannoneers as a possibility. So he made it to castle. I'll be fine. He may have been able to deny my castle, there's no telling. But all that matters is we're going to go according to plan. Now, I already have handcart, because I got wheelbarrow in the feudal age as I was clicking upgrade. So, okay. So this is what I want to do. We'll go ahead and only... So I didn't know that he was willing to counter castle. But I'll find out. So, but either way, we're set. This is just me back home. So normally, I don't do a double castle drop, but I felt inclined to do so. So, at this point, I just need wood so I can get my battering rams going. I was very fortunate to not lose this month to that scale. But I'm going to try to get a conversion. Should go through. I choose the healthier one, so that was nice. Used a charge attack on that little guy, but let's see if the micro pays off here.
See.
Takes 3 whacks with a scout. Barely saved it. Look at that beauty of a unit. And then old man with sandals manages to hold a relic that looks like something Eddie Hall maybe not could lift. Or Brian Shaw. Or Ronnie Coleman, depending on your favorite bodybuilder. So, I'm back home, and I'm just generating more res. There's this part of me that just says, you know what, like, I'm just gonna do something I rarely do. Now, my best friend does it all the time. I won't say all the time, but I've seen him do it a decent amount of times. He'll build a castle with 1 villager. And there's value in it because instead of using all these folks to build this, just using 1, so then everybody else can keep producing.
See.
This was unfortunate because, yeah, that's not going to last. But I don't lose any other units currently, so that's nice. But okay, so I'm back home. I'm kind of getting up there in terms of numbers, but you know, I certainly have the villager queue going for me, but I don't necessarily have any population boost to speak of at the moment. So I'm going to get another conversion, and then I'm going to get this relic. I didn't even notice this was here for a while, and so, you know, I'm building a ram, I'm not building a mangonel. But, you know, it's fine. I'm building petards. I did not micro this, so I didn't realize. Wow. Okay, so I got credit for hurting the gate. That's funny. Not as much damage to the ram, which is the goal. But, okay, so get another relic. That's nice. And this time I notice, oh, I should pay attention. So now I'm like, oh, I need to remove this master. Oddly enough, I didn't want to show him that I was building rams, so I kind of committed in doing this petard, and then having the ram not noticed. Did I manage to do this? Of course I did, because I wasn't paying attention. So anyways, I just say, you know what, I already had it planned, so I'm just going to use the mangonel. So pretty straightforward. But it's okay, I wasn't the only one not microing, so free villager kill. It's the name pen micro, but you know, it takes 2 of us, right? So he got the other 2 relics while I was doing this, so good on him. But the benefit of the second castle is this will ensure that if he tries any melee units against my upcoming ram push, he won't really be able to stop it. So, you know, we're doing pretty solid. Obviously, I need more villagers towards wood, but the benefit is we have some on stone to repair the castle, and he also goes for a second castle, and that's okay. So, obviously there's what he could have done to maybe not use all that res dedicated, but that's okay because that's okay because, you know, overall we're doing really well. So we got 3 relics, so it essentially adds 6 villagers to my economy because, you know, each one generates, yeah, about a villager's worth of gold and a villager's worth of food, but I don't know the exact numbers per se. So overall, it's a free 90 res per minute, in-game minute, right? So that's fantastic. Oh, sorry, it's 180 res because I get food as well. So the tenants will get evicted from the castle once, or any structure once when he gets below 20% HP. So I'm like, oh, that's a nice enough queue for me to go. So, holy gosh, pathing again is trash, but that's okay. I set the waypoint over there, but that's neither here nor there. So, we're going to start off with this castle, the OG one. And once again, pretty solid timing on my end. Now he's gonna get both of these actually, and I almost killed this one hit away. But pretty solid on his part. It's a good thing I had 2 castles up, because then I can just all saddle with fire on my ones. Again, pathing was terrible, micro completed, and so boom, boom, boom. Now, if he had 2 of these, he would have absolutely stopped all of this. But he only had 1. So with 3 rams, that's more than enough to take the castle out. And in the meanwhile, I'm just gonna go kill his villagers. Look at that glaive. Just going to town. These villagers. And, you know, he doesn't have anything. So one of the disbenefits of his cool unit is it can't really do much against rams. It kind of can. But I end up getting this castle. He did a nice job with getting the Mangan out, but it wasn't enough. And I'm just going to take these villagers down. Again, I lost a decent amount of units to conversion, but, you know, he's going to lose these monks. And, well, he just lost 2 of them to the castle. I'm chasing this Mangan out with my ram. Big bot got him. And so, I'm doing all this, and I didn't even realize that I have 1,500 units, so I'm going to spend it pretty soon. But in the meanwhile, I just know, what can this guy do at this point? Well, keep converting units. That's obviously going to happen. This poor dude is not even using the villagers, so I'm like, cool, I'll just sweep up units. But anyways, so now he's starting to. And then I lure in the Fustilier to the castle, and I would have protected the rams. So now I gently start to spin my wood, but this is an egregious amount, which is okay. It's alright. But yeah, I actually learned about the Hussite wagon, which obviously the castle this side, we really doubt we can see one. So we can't. So, yeah, it would have been nice to have seen it, but yeah, that's the historical backing to that. And then again, he's in Imperial Age, but it doesn't matter. I have map control, for the most part. Maybe he has a side expansion. Let's check. Yes, he does. So, smart of him. But we're going to see what I see. So, once again, he'll get... Maybe not. But I decide, okay, I need to get his town center down and maybe not destroy it, like the game, but I'm kind of going for it because I decide it's not as important to make it to Imperial at the moment. I just want to keep moving, and I just want to take down as much villagers as I can, because I just don't want to fight this guy's late game composition of Halberdier meat shield, hand cannoneers to, you know, do that, and then he can also turn his monks into trash units, which is insane. Because I forgot his first name, but the last name is Hussite, and great preacher back in the day. Don't know what the time there. Yeah, so all that to say, I love how Rams just go. Yeah, don't really need that. So anyways, things are going pretty good. And the GG is called right when I had the res for Imperial Age. So, really quick game. Just went for it because I knew even if I lose these 2 castles, the goal is to offset him so much to where I can just finish the game before he has all the res to do what he needs to. So, good idea to build some siege workshops because obviously he got chemistry, and then, you know, that was his eventual goal. But by me denying all of this farming eco, even if he made 20 of these, you know, like in terms of like bombard cannons, with no meat shield, it's just not going to work out right. But I'm happy in that, other than a conversion or 2, these were my only units used. So magnificent. Love it. She's about to get glaived. And then, yeah, so pretty solid. We'll just look at some of the stats real quick. So yeah, he ended up with 35 villagers, and I mean 1 to 19 military really says enough, and one of them is my own unit. So, as in that's all he has. So okay. Ironically, I guess we finished the same score as Society, even though I had 2 castles to 0. I guess because he made it to Imperial Age, but I beat him in everything except gold by a few coins. So no sweat on that. You know, that's what are we at here? Probably a 40% difference, maybe 33% in totality. But yeah, that was 1,000 free food, right? That's why relics with the Burgundians, total must. But yep, I'm Dr. Leving. I fought Bad Micro, and till next time, peace.